Welcome to the Heal and Restore podcast with your host, me, Randy, and of course, the hostess with the mostest, my beautiful wife, Miss Cathy.
Hello, everybody, and
hello.
welcome.
Glad you're here for another exciting episode of the Heal and Restore podcast.
Yeah, here we are.
We're dedicated to helping couples and individuals strengthen their relationships through healing, growth, and honest conversation. That's the most important right there.
Yeah.
Honest, open, and honest conversation. We dive into topics like communication, of course, forgiveness, another important one, intimacy, family, and emotional connection.
Yeah.
Because healthy love starts with a
Healed heart.
Tune in each week and take the next step towards restoring what matters most.
Yeah, that's good.
And these don't matter to you. You might need a little reset.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to talk about a little bit of a reset today. In today's episode, it's going to be challenging, and we're going to encourage couples everywhere to hit the reset button on something that we think that we all think we understand. We think we've got it all figured out, and that's called love languages.
Love languages.
Yeah, yeah.
And I want to say this to everybody. I hope you're not one of those persons that say, we got it all together.
Yeah.
Because what I'm going to say is very boldly and honestly the truth is you probably don't have it all together.
None of us do.
None of us do.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
We can always be learning.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Always have an open mind to learn.
Yeah.
If we know it all, I think that's at the end of life.
Right. That's true.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay?
So
that's right, babe. The concept is very simple.
Yeah.
Yet how many couples are walking around thinking they're loving their spouse well?
Right.
Then in reality, the message is just not landing.
Yeah.
How many times do we live like that?
Oh yeah, we can still speak and not land.
Yeah, because a lot of it's the way we're speaking.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So in today's episode, we're calling this episode the Love Language Reset, speaking what your spouse really hears. So whether you're fluent or you're just fumbling in your spouse's love language, which we've all been there, we're going to explore how to realign, reconnect, and relearn how to love in a way that truly speaks.
I just thought of something. Speak how your spouse really hears.
Yeah.
What's that look like?
I don't know. We're gonna
dive into that?
We're gonna talk about that. That's the whole purpose of this one.
Okay. All right. So what's the love language trap? Yeah. Okay. Let's start with Dr. Gary Chapman's 5 love languages. Acts of service, words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, and gifts.
Yeah.
I've helped millions of couples.
Yeah, they've helped us for sure.
So part of this is that when we understand our love languages, I understand Cathy's love language. Those love languages are not for us to keep to ourselves. Those love languages are for Cathy to understand. I need words of affirmation, for instance, or physical touch. That's how I receive love from Cathy.
Right. That's
so many people think, well, that's all, I need to do. No, that's not how you treat your partner. That's how we are to receive communication.
Yeah, we want to make sure that we fully understand our spouse or our partner's love language so that we can speak their language. Right. And that's kind of what this is going to be about today.
Absolutely.
We're going to dive into that a little bit because this love language trap can stay trapped if we don't understand it.
Right. It can be ugly.
Yeah. So, one of the things that we've seen even in our own coaching and in our own marriage, I don't want to neglect that, is that love language can become boxes instead of bridges. Yes. We think we're just checking off the box when we need to actually go over the bridge. We need to understand what's on the other side of the bridge.
Yes.
So, we might say things like, well, my love language is acts of service and you're just not doing enough. Or I told you I love you and that should be just enough. But that's when we're just checking boxes. We're not bridging what that love language means.
Yeah, I told you I loved you when we got married 30 years ago.
Yeah,
How much more do you need to know it? Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where these love languages come in, right?
Yeah.
So Cathy, you really nailed it in the last conversation. The trap is believing that identifying a love language is enough.
Yeah.
Right? It is enough once you identify it.
Mm-hmm.
But love isn't static, it's living. Mm-hmm. People evolve, seasons shift, and what spoke to me 10 years ago might not speak to me now.
Yeah.
And one of the things when we did our last love language, my love
Which
language,
was just a few months ago.
a few months ago
Yeah,
was right. And when we took it years ago, my number one love language then was words of affirmation, right? And why was that? Why was it that I needed words of affirmation? Because growing up, I never got them. Right. So it's like I craved those. But what happened over the period of the last 20 years,
Probably,
right?
Yeah.
And recovery, right? Is my love language, my number one love language switched to physical touch.
Yeah.
Right. And my number two is words of affirmation.
Right.
So why the switch? Because through my recovery, right, I learned that I can affirm myself, that God can affirm. I still like words of affirmation.
Absolutely.
I think everybody does.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
that's just a natural thing, but it's not the most important thing in my life anymore.
Right. Yeah.
And you know, so mine are words of physical touch and words of affirmation, and Kathy's is quality time and acts of service.
And I think mine have been that way for quite a while.
For quite a while.
Yeah, but they can change. They can change.
They definitely can change. That's why it's wise to take the five love language quiz a couple times during your marriage.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't hurt.
Right.
And so sometimes we think that love is actually control. Maybe it's obligation or an assumption. But today we're going to reset.
Yeah.
We need to get that reset going. So let's learn to speak not just from our love language, but to their love language. And that's the whole idea here of this reset.
I want to say something about the control. I mean, that's not what love is.
No.
You know, I tried that for too many years. And I remember a pastor once said, if you have your wife's or your spouse's wings tied, speaking to me, cut that string and let them fly and watch what they do.
Yeah.
And at that time, I heard that and I realized I'd had Kathy's wings tied for too long. And when I cut her wings, it was hard on her.
Yeah.
Because I gave her freedom.
It's hard on both of us.
It's hard on both of us,
definitely.
right? But I think it was easier for me than it was for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you were still so wounded
right
from the way I had so much. So love isn't about control.
No.
It's about protection.
Yeah, that's good.
Put it to you
that's
that
good.
way.
So we're going to talk a little bit about the difference between expression and reception. So expressing the love language and reception of the love language.
Yes, that's extremely important. Right? That's the whole key, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about this. Just because you express love one way doesn't mean your spouse receives it that way. Again, words of affirmation or physical touch for me is my number one. That doesn't mean that Kathy's going to receive my love as giving her physical touch.
Yeah.
Right? She likes that, right? But that's not her number one or even her number two love language.
Right. So we're going to kind of lay out a little situation here that you might relate to. So let's say you might be doing the dishes or you're folding laundry all day thinking you're showing acts of service. And meanwhile, your spouse is starving for one sincere compliment. So it could be that acts of service might be, and it is one of my love languages. And so I think I'm doing you a favor by folding the laundry and doing the dishes, but all you're looking for is, hey, babe, you worked hard today. I appreciate the work you're doing. You know, so we have to be able to understand what each other's love languages are and actually speak that language.
Right, because even though, you know, the acts of service, folding laundry and doing all that is acts of service.
Yeah.
Right, and I think both spouses or partners are responsible to make sure those get done. But like you say, I'm doing them for you, but you come home not saying nothing. Just like it's expected, right? It's not what it is. You know, and I'm not necessarily. I'm to the point now in our marriage where I know Kathy appreciates it, but I don't need it every. I don't need it every time.
But you still want.
I still want it once in a while.
Absolutely. Let's not ever give up on that.
No.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating. You're both giving effort. It's just not translating.
Yeah,
why? Because love is not just about intention. It's more about perception.
That's good. I like that. Yeah. So here's a couple things that we can ask ourselves when we're in this position here is, when was the last time I asked my spouse what makes them feel loved? And this is something that you have asked me periodically.
Yeah.
We've had this conversation. So think about that and ask yourself, when was the last time I asked my spouse what makes them feel loved? And then ask yourself, am I assuming or am I observing? because sometimes we can create these thoughts in our head, but are we just assuming them or are we observing them? And then, am I projecting my needs onto them? And that's where it can get dangerous, because then we're projecting our own personal love language onto them.
Yeah.
When it's really our love language, not theirs.
Right. So some of the things of acts of service, I want to talk about that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Is that Cathy isn't one, she doesn't push me. She knows that, we're busy and so on and so forth. But if she needs something done,
Mm-hmm.
she comes in and she goes, hey, I just want, like for instance today with the filters, she'll just send me a little text, hey, I just want to remind you that we need to change the filters, the air conditioning filters.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's all she'll do, right? But now it's in my mind, right? And we need to change the refrigerator filter. Okay. So after coming home from the gym today, I didn't even hesitate. I grabbed the ladder, grabbed the filters, and I just changed them, right? I mean, that's an act of service. She didn't have to bug me about it.
Mm-hmm.
She might have to remind me once, because we get busy and I just lose my mind. Not that I don't want to do it, but she doesn't have to nag at me. Yeah. Right. Well, my wife nags at me all the time. Well, are you listening to what your wife needs?
Right. Or do you understand her love language in that
absolutely.
moment? Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Maybe it's not your wife so much. Maybe it's you that you got to look at. Yeah. Correct?
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true.
So this is where, speaking of all this, where maturity kicks in.
Absolutely.
Right? Love requires humility.
Yeah.
It asks, am I willing to stretch beyond what's comfortable for me to serve the heart of the one I love?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
I'm sure you didn't really want to come home and change filters today, but you humbled yourself.
Yeah. Well, what did it take me? 10 minutes?
But the point sometimes we're tired, sometimes we're exhausted, but we have to humble ourselves and stretch ourselves and become comfortable so that you can serve the heart of the one you love. I love that.
Your love language is acts of service.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? And by doing that, you're able to reciprocate my love language
by saying thank you, I appreciate that.
Right.
There's that words of affirmation.
Right. And physical touch. It's it's all teamwork.
Yeah.
Right. We have to sacrifice ourselves once in a while to help our spouse love us more.
Humble ourselves, and we get lifted up when we can humble ourselves to others.
Yeah, it's like, well, I work hard all day long. You guys are married.
Yeah,
man.
It's part of the responsibilities of marriage and life. I
mean, I worked in construction for a long time, and inevitably I would get home earlier than Cathy a lot of times. Yeah. Well, I did all the time, mostly, right? And, and then
you left really early.
Yeah, well, getting up at 3 in the morning. But anyways, so oftentimes, right, I would come home and I would be able to go for a bike ride down to the beach, whatever I wanted to do. Other days, I would pick up the kids for her. I'd bring them home, and I would get dinner cooked, and the house would be straight when she came home. It's not her job. She's already working full time. Right. Both of us are working full time.
And it's funny that you're bringing this up right now, because I never really thought of that, of acts of service, but that really truly was. Yeah. And I think what you're talking about started well before we got on our own journey of healing, our own journey of recovery. But looking back, I can see where you were already feeling my love language.
Yeah, and here's what I want to talk about too. You were okay with me going on bike rides after work.
Right.
You didn't nag at me about not doing it, and I think that's because
there was acts of service. My love language, my tank was being full.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So it's really critical that you understand these things and how important they are in your spouse's or partner's life.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Really critical.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's talk about real life reset moments.
Okay.
So let's get practical. Cathy, remember that time early in our marriage when I thought bringing you little surprises, well, some of them were some little jewelry and stuff,
there were some big ones,
would make you feel loved.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But what you really wanted was for me just to sit down and watch the ball game with you, in particular the Dodgers.
Absolutely.
Right? And I would have got probably farther doing that than I would have with buying you stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because today you still love that when I just sit down.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, I appreciated the gifts. Don't get me wrong. Jewelry was nice. Flowers were nice. But really what filled my tank was our time together. Yeah. I am a quality of time gal. And so you being there, even if you didn't love baseball and didn't have anything nice to say about the Dodgers, it still meant the world to
Or
me.
going to Hobby Lobby, walking down up and down all the aisles, and you don't really know what you're looking for, right? All that stuff.
Quality time.
It's quality time.
Yeah.
Or just going to Costco to pick up a prescription, but having to walk every aisle in the store because that's what you want to do.
Yeah, quality time.
That's quality time.
Fills my
Quality
love tank.
time, right?
Yeah.
And I'm happy to do it
Yeah.
because she fulfills my love tank.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
And for me, I remember craving words of affirmation.
Mm-hmm.
And like I talked about earlier, it's because I didn't receive them as a kid.
Right.
But bringing you small gifts, craving a thank you.
Yeah.
Because I was just craving a thank you, right?
Yeah. So you were doing things in your mind that were acts of service to me, but in turn, you were just craving that words of affirmation.
Right. And all you want to be, we talked about this, is to sit down and watch the ball game.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
right?
true. That's true. So, I had to learn, and it took a little bit for me, and I'll explain why. I had to learn the value of words of affirmation for you. And, it's about doing what matters for you. And it took listening and not becoming defensive. But I'll tell you, it was early on, well, maybe not early on, when we started struggling in our marriage, I was exhausted. I was kind of spinning down and spiraling out in my own little dark space. And I quit giving you words of affirmation. And because I thought words of affirmation meant he's going to think that I want something from him, or he's going to have to get, and so I did. I stepped out of that, even though I knew at that time that was your love language and that's what you needed. But I've learned through this process that doing what matters to you is what's important. And so that's why understanding your love language today is important. Physical touch is not my love language. It's not even remotely close to my love language. I think it's probably towards the bottom, but I know that's important to you. So just reaching over, touching your leg as we're driving, holding your hand in the grocery store, things like that. I learned that that's what matters to you, and that's what fills your love tank. So even though I can't relate to it, I know you can.
You don't crave it like I do, but I know you love my physical touch.
There's no question about that. It's just not, I don't crave that.
Right. So, in defense of Cathy, when she quit doing the words of affirmation, she had a right to. I'm just going to say it flat out. Yeah, she had a right to. I mean, I couldn't expect her to give me, and this came to me in a couple of years in my recovery. I couldn't expect her to do those things for me when I wasn't doing them for her. I mean, I turned into Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde overnight. It's just like, dang. Right? Yeah. So for those that are listening, where's the disconnect, right? Is there a gap between your effort and their experience? So again, just what I was talking about, there it is. Where's the gap between my effort and my experience and their experience? Well, I'm treating Cathy poorly, right? I mean, I loved her to death, but when I'm not treating her with that kind of love, how can I expect her to give me love? Remember, the Bible says, do unto others as you'd have them do unto you.
Absolutely.
It's just because she's my spouse doesn't mean she has to put up with it. She never has to put up. She shouldn't put up with it, right? And that was part of her codependency, part of her healing.
Put up with it.
Right. But we both jumped on this healing journey together.
Yeah.
And that was the important part. So Cathy and I, like we always say, we believe you can come back from anything that happens in your marriage if you both just have a little spark of love in you still, and you want the marriage to work out. If you don't want the marriage to work out, then
nobody's putting in any efforts then. Right. Yeah. So I love this, though. We have a love language reset exercise. So tell us a little bit about what that reset exercise might look like.
We're going to do a little mini exercise right here with you, okay? We call it the reset and relearn practice. Grab a notebook or use the notes app on your phone. We'll walk you through it step by step. Are you ready?
Get that phone. Get your phone out.
We'll give you a couple seconds.
Get a piece of paper. Get your pen, your
whatever
paper,
you need, right?
a crayon, whatever's close by.
So, first step is we're going to reflect. Okay, ask yourself these 3 questions. When have I felt most loved by my spouse? Okay, again, when have I felt most loved by my spouse? Okay,
that's good.
Write that out. Answer that question. The next one is, what did they say or do to make you feel that love?
Yeah.
What were they doing? What was their action? What was their words? What did they say or do to make you feel that much love?
That's good.
Okay. And the last one would be, what was the emotional impact? And that's you talk about intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
This is where emotional intimacy is really created. What was that emotional impact to having?
Mm-hmm.
How did that really make you feel? How did it impact your emotional status, your emotional connection with your partner or spouse?
Yeah, that's really good.
So those 3 questions.
Yeah. So now let's flip it around the other way. This is really good. So when have I felt disconnected or unloved?
Oh, that's good.
So ask yourself and write this down. When have I felt disconnected or unloved?
You know, just one thing on the unloved.
Yeah.
There's days we might feel unloved.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean our spouse or partner doesn't love us, right?
And that's why, it's why we're looking internally in this particular situation.
Exactly.
Not something they've done, but something we created. Maybe.
We fell in love with our partner or spouse for a reason. And you have history with each other.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? I mean, Cathy never quit loving me, even after I had the affair.
Yeah,
she never quit loving me.
No.
Right?
So
and
again,
I didn't quit loving her either.
No, that's true. That's true. So we have to ask ourselves again, when have I felt disconnected or unloved?
Right.
And then the second question on this reflection, when we flip it around, is, was it about effort or about misalignment? Ooh. So when have I felt disconnected or unloved? And was it about effort or about misalignment?
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I would have to say, if I was answering this, misalignment.
Yeah.
That's how I would answer it.
Yeah.
The communications broke somewhere.
Right, exactly.
Right. We can give all the effort in the world, but are we aligned on the same page?
Exactly. No.
That's my answer.
Yeah, that's good. So then there's a second part to this. The second step we have to ask, and so this is something you would do like later today, after, in the evening. You want to ask your spouse these couple questions. Mm-hmm. And the questions might be, what's one thing I do that makes you feel truly loved? Ask your spouse that. What's one thing I do that makes you feel truly loved? And we've asked each other that question periodically. Mm-hmm. And then the second question you have to ask your spouse is there anything I'm doing that makes you feel like I'm missing the mark? Yeah. Is there anything I'm doing that makes you feel like I'm missing the mark?
You know what? And that's a great question. And sometimes that comes from Cathy at the moment that I'm missing the mark. Mm-hmm. I think a lot. Cathy used to hold a lot of stuff in, as I did. But Cathy's getting really good anymore about. I just at that moment in time, she doesn't say you're missing the mark, but she's telling me what she needs.
Expressing it.
And
yeah,
she's expressing what she needs from me. Right? So we got to be aware of what's happening in the conversation.
In the conversation,
and
being present. Yeah,
and it's again, are we really hearing our partner or spouse when they're talking to us?
Right.
Or are we just listening, wah, 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 wah,
right,
and trying to figure out how to fix them? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So with all this, great points. I mean, I would take the time to really dive deep and ask yourself all those questions we just presented to you.
Right.
But here's what's very, very important in all of this, right? If Cathy comes to me with these lists, and she tells me, this is what I need, this is what I'm not, this is how it makes me feel when you don't do this. This is important.
Yeah.
Do not defend yourself at all.
Yeah.
That is just going to shut your partner or spouse down at the drop of a pin. Do not defend yourself. Mm-hmm. Your only job at that point in time is to sit, and Cathy, this what helped our healing a ton, right? Is to sit down and just listen to what they're saying. Hear what they're saying, and then make sure that you validate what they're saying and how they're feeling, and express the fact that thank you for letting me know this. I will work hard. Not I'll try. Get rid of the word try. I will work hard at fixing all those areas.
And this came up. It's interesting that I just thought of this right now. I'm doing an inner child kind of a workshop, I guess, with a couple of gals, and one of the things that we were talking about in the inner child workshop last evening was sometimes we just have to listen, and it doesn't mean that we agree.
Right.
It just means that we're giving space for that person to be heard and to be validated. And so don't defend, just listen, even if you don't agree, even if there's confusion, because all you want to be able to do is just to give them space to be able to speak and to be heard and to be validated.
Hear this very loud and clear. Okay? Don't take this personal. Don't take anything personal.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to agree to disagree.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
mean, sometimes that's just how it's got to be.
That's where we are.
Okay,
Yep.
And that's okay.
Yep, we don't have to go beyond that.
I think that in our situation, and I'll talk personally, in my situations, whether it's with Cathy or other people, I agree to disagree. In fact, this just happened with a good friend of mine on a Facebook post that we were doing. And I love this guy to death. He challenges me with a lot of things, right? But he actually, I said, on this point, we're going to have to agree to disagree. And he came back with some line items. So you see, Randy, we agree on a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I could have closed my mind right then.
Yeah.
It's just real simple. We're going to agree to disagree.
It's just about being validated.
It's about being validated. It's about being open-minded and listening.
Yeah.
Because you'll find, like I did, sometimes your assumptions, aren't right.
Yeah.
Right?
So what's the final step in this process?
Love that learns.
No, right here.
Oh, sorry.
The final step.
The final step 3.
See, we're human beings here. We're just having fun and just like...
Yeah, we got to have fun with this stuff. It's not... We can't be all Debbie Downers.
No. I don't want to be I am the last Debbie Downer around, so what is step 3?
This adjust to step 3. Step 3 would be adjust.
I don't think anybody understood that one.
No,
Can you repeat that?
Step 3 will be adjust, right? Now that you know what your spouse hears,
good.
Adjust how you love.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you have to make some adjustments. Mm-hmm. Again, if you're not open-minded, you're not going to be able to hit the mark. Right?
Yeah.
So how do we do that? If they crave affirmation, real simple. Try leaving daily voice messages.
Yeah.
Messages, excuse me.
And it's interesting because you used to always text me and leave me those messages, and I realize now, just talking about this, that's what you needed, and I wasn't able to fulfill that for you.
We didn't know.
No, but I'm just, it's all like everything makes perfect sense. Right. I share this because I'm sure others have been in that position as well.
Well, some of you out there might be like, well, that's stupid. Right? Hey, it's not stupid. Okay, we've been married 42 years, and we still do it, and it's because we love each other. Yeah. So we're not talking a whole page of stuff. It's just like, hey, I'm thinking about you today, babe. I just hope you're having a good day, and I love you.
Yeah.
It's that simple, right? If they need touch, initiate hugs. Not just, it's just intimacy, but that is intimate. Not just sex.
Right.
I'm going to change that to not just sex.
Yeah, that's good.
True intimacy comes, right, during the course of the day when we hug each other.
Right.
When I come up behind Cathy and pat her on the butt, right? Mm-hmm. That's what true intimacy is. That's not sex.
Yeah.
Right? Intimate sex is a result of intimate emotional
connection. Yeah, absolutely.
And thirdly, if they need time, schedule this undistracted connection. Even 15 minutes a day matters.
Yeah.
Cathy is really good about it. If I'm here in the office working, right, and she needs something, she'll come in and say, hey, when you get done or when you get a moment, I need you to do this.
Right.
All right. So she comes in, expresses her needs, understanding I'm busy, right? So when you get time, can we please take care of this? Okay. Outside of that, Cathy's really good, probably better than me. About, come on, let's go get dinner, let's go do this, do some stuff to get that. That's her time that she loves, right?
Yeah.
So
just one of the things that I really want to kind of push and drive home here is that love is a language.
Very much so.
If you want to connect, you've got to be willing to become fluent in what your spouse, your partner, understand.
Yes.
So remember, love is a language. It's foreign to some people.
Oh yeah, very foreign.
But it is a language, and so you want to become fluent in what they understand.
like I said, I told you I love you on our wedding day. Hey, I got a good job. We got a nice house. We got nice cars. We go on vacations. Guys, that's not love.
Yeah.
That's obligation.
Understanding their love language and become fluent in their love language. That's the whole key of
Right,
that.
and all that other stuff above that is just a bonus.
And
right?
it all falls into order.
Right.
Yeah.
So, love that learns.
Yeah.
Here's the important part.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the truth. The most powerful love isn't the loudest or the flashiest.
No, not at all.
It's the love that learns.
Yeah.
Kind of what I was just saying. It's not all the things and material
It's not
stuff.
the knowing, it's the learning.
It's the learning.
Yeah.
It's absolutely the learning.
Yeah.
Right?
And the kind that says, teach me how to love you.
Ooh, yeah.
Not just once, but over time.
Right.
Again and again and again. That's the kind of love that grows. It heals and it restores. So teach me how to love you. Not just once, but over time.
Over time. That's the thing. Kathy and I are very, very adamant about this. It's change of behavior, actions, and language over a consistent period of time.
Yeah. Keep
not just a month,
consistent.
not just one time, right?
Yeah.
I mean, as long as Kathy and I have been married, I would say probably it's just been the last maybe year or two that we've truly started to really implement the love languages of each other.
Well, we're with each other a lot,
right.
So that makes a huge difference.
Right.
And I honestly am grateful for where we are today. I just wish that we were better at this long before that.
Well, it's like saying, I wish I would have got sober long
Yeah,
ago.
no, I know.
So, I mean, it's happening.
It's happening in God's timing when we know it's supposed to happen.
It's happening at a perfect time in our life.
Yeah.
And the last half of our life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay? So, whether your marriage is thriving or you're barely hanging on,
mm-hmm.
this reset is for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whether you're thriving or hanging on, this reset is very important.
Yeah.
It's not about perfection.
No, not at
right?
all.
It's about progress with purpose.
Yeah, no,
that's
really
the whole thing about sobriety and recovery. Progress, not perfection.
Yeah.
Keep moving forward. If you trip, that's okay. Pick yourself back up.
Right.
Pick up where you
and
left
apply
off.
that with the love languages that we're talking about today.
Absolutely.
If you didn't meet their love language very well, that's okay. Do it again.
Do it again.
Do it again. Keep doing it so that you're doing it with purpose.
It's important, too, that you learn how to communicate in a very effective way because that would have been mine and Kathy's downfall if I didn't allow her to communicate what she really needed from me, or vice versa. Yeah. And it takes time. You're not going to change overnight. Yeah. Realize that.
No, and we got to remember that love is less about speaking clearly.
Yeah.
But it's more about being heard deeply, and that's kind of what you're talking about. So that's the shift, and that's the reset. Is speaking clear? It's not about speaking clearly. It's about being heard deeply.
We say this all the time. What's the most important part of communication?
Listening. Yep.
It's not speaking.
It's listening.
It's listening, so you can truly understand. Listening with a lot of curiosity, so you can really truly understand what your partner or spouse is trying to relate to.
Right, exactly. Mm-hmm. So as we close this out, let's just make some practical steps here. We want to give you 2 simple action steps that you can take away from this this podcast. Just 2,
nothing major.
Yep, 2.
So I think we've given them 1, 2, like maybe 7 through this whole thing.
Well, there's some questions in here, but here's the steps. So have the love language conversation this week using the questions we gave you earlier.
Yes.
That's step 1.
Mm-hmm.
And the second action step is commit to one change based on what your spouse shares. So have the conversation, answer the questions, and have some dialogue, and then commit to just one change that your spouse.
That's a real tall order.
Why are you going there? Stop it. This is simple. This is simple.
I know it is. I could just hear some people.
No, that's okay. And it's okay if it feels overwhelming.
Absolutely.
But remember, change equals growth.
Right.
And if you want to change and you want to grow, you got to do some things sometimes that are hard.
And uncomfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and if you'd like help identifying with these 5 love languages that we're talking about, go to the website, and it's www.5thenumber5lovelanguages.com/quizzes/love-language. Google that on the web. You can find that there.
And there's a free test, so make sure you click that one.
You can get the free assessment there.
Right.
And then you can also get your no-cost copy of our love language reset guide. And it's a couples worksheet that will guide the conversations that we're talking about through this podcast. And you can get that free copy by emailing us at healingrestorecounseling@gmail.com. And on the subject line, just put love languages, and we'll send you a free copy of that worksheet that'll help guide the conversation. Yeah.
So, also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the podcast, leave a review, and share this episode with a couple you love. Yeah. I think that's important. Whether you think they're going to get anything out of it or not, it's important that if you feel that you got something out of this, there's somebody in your life, I guarantee, right? And maybe you didn't get nothing out of it, but there's still somebody in your life, I guarantee you that could probably use some of the words that we've spoken today.
Yeah, and we talk about this quite often, is take what you want, leave the rest.
Right, exactly.
There's something for everybody here, we believe, and that's why we keep doing what we're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, is that it, Mrs. Boyd?
I think so. I think this is good. And this was a great refresher for me because I feel like, you know what, I could be better at these love languages for you. And so I
appreciate that.
I'm gonna be focused on that.
Oh, I like that.
You're welcome. I love you.
I love you too.
Thank you.
All right. No, but just a couple silly kids.
Yeah, we are.
So, all right. Again, thanks for joining us. And remember this, if nobody tells you they love you today, Randy does.
Cathy does.
But more importantly, God does. Be blessed, everybody. Have a fabulous week.
Have a great week.